So one of my rules is I don't do coffee or drink dates. Now, I understand that some women like this or prefer this because it's a quick turnaround, 30 to 45 minutes. If you don't like him, you can get out of there. It works for some people. If you like,
I'm a big dude on coffee dates. 100% coffee date with me. I'm married, so I'm gonna let you know. Coffee date is always a cheap way to figure out if you like somebody. Like it's an audition for you as much as it's an audition for her. So for her to deny a coffee date, it's a setup. First red flag.
I love it. This video is not for you. Keep scrolling. However, for me, as for me and my household, we're going to have higher standards. I'm talking in Sky, and I'm
I mean, it ain't really got nothing to do with standards though. But it's whatever.
going to read it to you because we've been talking for a couple days and he started talking about meeting up. So he said, we should get together over some pear and lychee cocktails soon. And I said, that's really sweet, but I prefer dinner. I like to get dressed up. Now, I always try to say it nicely because I don't want to be like, I don't accept drink dates. Like, you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be, you can be nice about it. But let's just say I prefer dinner because I like
She trying to teach you how to finesse somebody. I feel like was
to get dressed up. And he said, I see. What type of places do you have in mind? So I sent him a list of places that I've been like wanting to try, all sorts of different budgets. Okay. It ranges from like medium to a little bit higher, all different locations around the city. So he can choose like what works for him, you know, timing and budget wise. So I sent the list of places. He says, these places sound really nice. I think it'll be fun to get to know each other over some nicer dining options. Here it comes though. But I wanted to let you know up front that if we were to meet at one of those places, I'm comfortable splitting the check. I usually will do drinks or something on the simpler end for the first meetup to see if there's a connection first. So my thing is, I don't like the coffee or drink date because they're trying to audition you to see if you are worth an actual dinner.
that's the whole point. That's the point. Like if I'm trying to audition you to see why am I gonna spend $100, $200, and $300 just to see if I like somebody? It's literally $10, $15, $30, $40, depending on if you're drinking at night or you're going to get coffee to see if I even want to invest in you in that way. There's nothing wrong with that.
This is the thing for me. Like, I know men. The number one thing men are judging you off of is your looks, right?
No,
When they see you, they meet you, they're gonna be like, okay, how beautiful is she? Is she put together? Do I find her attractive, right? That's the number one thing. Your personality may come second, sure, but the first thing is how you look, right? So with that in mind, my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer costs $32, okay? Why would I put on a full face of expensive makeup, do my hair, make sure my nails are done, make sure there's no hair on my body, and then come and spend 2 hours of my time talking to you for an $8 coffee or a $16 cocktail?
you ain't got to do that. Nobody asked you to put your face on or get your hair and nails done. We meet for coffee. You can literally wear a t-shirt and some sweatpants and your sneakers. It's coffee. It's during the day. I'm not dressing up. Nobody asked you to do that. You dressing up because that's insecurity within you. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, but carry on.
So one of my rules is I don't do
My goddamn.
So one of my rules is I don't do coffee or drink dates. Now, I understand that some women like this or prefer this because it's a quick turnaround, 30 to 45 minutes. If you don't like him, you can get out of there. So my thing is, I don't spend 2 hours of my time talking to a man that they do not know. They take a huge, make sure there's no hair on my body, and then come and spend 2 hours of my time talking to you for an $8 coffee or a $16 cocktail. Be oh so for real. Let's take it even deeper. When women go out with a man that they do not know, they take a huge risk. Men are crazy, okay?
Women crazy too. Whatever.
Hey, do you watch the news? Like 1 in 5 men are violent. He could unalive you, he could RAPE you, he could stalk you, he could harass you if he feels like it. Like, it is very dangerous, extremely dangerous. When you
And you saying that to say what? Like you saying that to say, am I paying for your risk control? Like what? That makes no sense, bro.
go out with a man, you have to share your location with your mom and your friend. You have to send a screen recording of his Hinge profile and the conversation that you guys had so that if you go missing, they have context. You have to text your friend every half an hour while you're with him to let her know that you haven't been beheaded. You have to take an Uber so that he doesn't know what kind of car you have, just in case he's crazy. And then when you get home, you have to text somebody to tell them that you made it home alive. Men aren't doing that. They don't have to worry when they meet a woman that they do not know that their lives will be in danger. Quite the contrary, men benefit from just being seen with you in public, okay? If you are
This is why she's single, because she bugging like big time, bro. First of all, I do let my homies know when I'm about to take the shorty on a date, because you never know who. She may have a crazy ass husband that she lying about. She might have a crazy ass boyfriend, a crazy ass stalker. The stalker dude from the last date that she keeps mentioning might still be stalking her. You be done got me stabbed. Like, y'all don't think about that though. Carry on.
Are beautiful, poised, well-dressed, it reflects well on him. People look at him and they think, oh wow, he must be the man. Ooh, he probably has money. You know what? He's probably a good guy if he can pull her. And this is especially so if you are more attractive than him. If he's fugly or he's overweight or he's short, they're like, oh yeah, he must have money in order to be able to pull a baddie like that. So my thing is like, what's in it for women? We've already spent more money than you by just putting our makeup on. We're in danger. Like, what's in it for us? So then
That coffee. That coffee. Ain't nobody tell you to put no makeup on. And then and the danger thing, I don't even know how to even, I'm not a danger. I can't speak for nobody else, just like you can't speak for no other woman.
all of that, plus this man is a pharmacist, okay? You mean to tell me you make upwards of $150,000 per year, but you can't take me to $120 to maybe $200 dinner? 2 drinks, an appetizer, 2 entrees, and a dessert? Like, and that kind of thing, look, men are supposed to be on their like best behavior when they're doing a first interaction with a woman. Like, that is when they are at their absolute best. So if he's being cheap now for a first interaction, he's gonna be cheap on your birthday, he's gonna be cheap on Christmas, like that kind of thing. That only gets worse. It never gets better. That is the type of man that's going to want you to work full time, pay half the rent.
Nah, nope. Some men are frugal. That man might not never make you work. That man might not never want you to lift a finger. That don't mean he's not going to be frugal with his money. Maybe he's frugal because he knows he has to take care of a family, and with including kids, including a wife, including bills, with no help from a woman. A man who wants a housewife sometimes is a very frugal person. How can you afford not to be?
When you guys move in together, do the majority of the housework because he doesn't want to hire a housekeeper, raise the kids, plan most of the things, and then after you do your 16-hour shift of labor, he's going to want you to be happy and sexy for him for his pleasure that night. Like, that's the kind of life you're looking at. So you know what? Good for this man for asserting his boundary. He did it very nicely, and it showed me what his like attitude or approach is when it comes to dating new women, and ultimately it gave me the opportunities to choose, and I have my boundaries too, so I chose to not accept it. And so I didn't respond or anything. I didn't like bargain with him or try to justify anything. I just quietly unmatched him because I wasn't gonna let him play in my face. But like, obviously if you're on TikTok, like, this is not irregular discourse. Like, this is very popular. Like, the Red Pill podcast men are always talking about like all of these things. So like, it's not uncommon. Like, men are trying to get away with this these days. They're trying to see what they can do. They're trying to get at you for less than $20. Okay, so the pharmacist tried to give me a coffee date on a Friday. Saturday, a surgeon took me to a beautiful dinner with a view. The next day after that, this other man took me to this food event where the tickets were $250 because he wanted us to have VIP. So don't feel scarce about it, because there are plenty of men, there are a plethora of men that would be more than happy to show you a good time. So never settle. Date until you find the best man for the job, and you got this. That's my TED Talk for the day. You didn't ask, but I felt like you would listen. Send this to one of your friends who needs to raise their standards, and tell me what you feel like in the comments.
We gotta do a wellness check on her because I guarantee you she's still single, bro. Like, this dude took you what Saturday to this place that was like a luxury restaurant with a view, and then you went on another date the next day for a food truck. So you ain't even, you know what I mean? She ain't even rocking with the dude who just spent a bag on you. You ain't even checking in on him. Oh, you on to the next wave. That's what I'm saying, fam. Get your coffee. Get your coffee, bro, because these chicks gonna take your $200, $300 date and move on to the next one, yo. Get yo, fam. Perfect example. I was gonna go on a long rant, but she finished it. That's what you're dealing with. Get your coffee. If she can't accept coffee, move on. I guarantee you, the same way she said no, another chick said yes, bro. And this ain't what you want in your life because you'll never have no bread.